Today on SAU News, a mix of fast cars, science, and those flashing blue lights.
Coming up on SAU News, find out why I'm in a fire suit.
Looking for laughs? I'll show you one of the best-kept comedy secrets on campus, Improv Night.
Coming at you fast from Talge Parking Lot, the 11th Annual Classic Car Show. SAU News starts now.
Welcome to SAU News. I'm Natasha Mirilov.
And I'm Kendall Rittenour. SAU News is a weekly newscast brought to you by the School of Journalism and Communication. Sunday night, the walking track was full of people, but it wasn't intramural games that drew a crowd. It was the 2014 Fall Festival. SAU News reporter Ben Lowry brings us the sights, sounds, and tastes of fall.
I had to balance a cookie on my forehead and try and get it in my mouth without using my hands.
The Fall Festival took place at the walking track behind Halsey Wellness Center. There are many events including limbo, baseball throws, soccer kicks, target practice, and more. There was an area to hit your friends and knock them off their pedestal. There was also a laser tag course set up to shoot your friends and enemies with lasers. The Fall Festival also featured a large petting zoo.
Yeah, I want to check out the goats, most definitely.
Well, there's not a long line.
I've got a lot of free food. Cutie pies are just pies, miniature pies, and we have like 3 different flavors. We have blueberry, apple, and cherries, which are the red ones.
A huge draw to Fall Fest was the food. Cotton candy was made on site.
I'm thinking about getting some more cotton candy.
All of the food was absolutely free.
I have had a pretzel. I have had a deep fried Oreo.
Yes, the deep fried Oreos were delicious.
The deep fried Oreos were definitely a talking point among attendees. The fried Oreos were made fresh at the Fall Festival.
Well, I'm currently standing beside the fried Oreo place. Currently, I've had 5. That's not true.
You couldn't miss the main activity of Fall Festival. There were flips, knockdowns, big hits, and yeah, a little soccer got played as well. Reporting for SAU News, I am the Ben Lowry.
The festival drew a large crowd. The weather was perfect for a night of fun.
What a great turnout. I wish that the field would always smell like fried Oreos.
Definitely.
Christian recording artist Tim Timmons encouraged students to join him in singing at last Friday's Vespers. A big crowd turned out to hear Timmons' inspirational story of living with cancer. Moans rippled throughout the gym when he talked about his kid's awareness of his incurable condition. He was diagnosed 13 years ago, and he can still feel the cancer effects. He told the audience that currently he has 4 tumors resting on his liver. Timmons was adamant to saying that cancer is not his story. He'd rather spend his life spreading the word of God.
Every other Thursday night, the Improv Club hosts a show in the Sherry Norton Room. I was curious and dropped by for last week's show.
Old McKickman had a farm, E-I-E-I-O, and on that farm he had a dog, E-I-E-I-O.
The show host, Jay Hickman, was so dedicated to his part that he couldn't break character even for an interview.
Well, I became a part of improv because it's just a way of life. And it's just a great way to express yourself, and it's always good to make someone laugh.
This evening's improv is titled, Jay McKickman Had a Farm. Now they don't have any script, so everything they're doing is improv, completely straight from their minds.
Alrighty. Welcome to the Old McKickman Improv Show. I'm Farmer McKickman.
Hello, welcome to the campus shop. What kind of baby supplies can I get for you? That's all we sell now.
What? You don't have books anymore? I mean...
No, not with Teen Mom on the air.
The team played games like freeze frame, director's cut, and slideshow.
Yeah, that was my big spiritual moment.
a ray of light, son. That was when the ray of light came down.
I have considered joining improv before. It just seems too freaky to get up there and put yourself out there for, with no net.
We prepare in the sense of playing the games we're about to play. Obviously, it's not going to be the same, but we get our minds into pretty much what we're about to do. And pretty much most of improv isn't preparation, it's just being okay with making a fool of yourself.
Goodbye. For SAU News, I'm Kendall Rittenour. If you have any hidden talents and are interested in joining improv, auditions will be held for second semester.
Student Missions Office is trying to get your attention this week. Mission Club officers spent the week distributing snacks, offering golf cart rides, and other attractive goodies on the promenade. You can easily send messages and pictures to any one of the 76 SMs serving around the world, and the Mission Club is collecting funds for children's tuition in Haiti. This week's goal, to bring awareness and encourage students to be the next face of student missions. If you're interested in becoming a student missionary, stop by the Missions Office in the Student Center.
Biology students love their new research lab. They opened its doors to the public last week to show it off. Visitors got to see active experiments and state-of-the-art test instruments. Student researchers demonstrated their techniques and say they like the lab's extra space. No classes are taught here, so undergraduates like Nicholas McCall have access to their research experiments anytime during the day or evening.
And ever since I've come in here, it's definitely been one of the most best experiences of my life because I want to do research, PhD, MD, hopefully through Loma Linda. So it's really helped me to learn a lot. I've only been here for 4 months and I've already learned how to run electrophoresis gels, which we're doing now.
The university built the lab over the summer by converting an old greenhouse. Its high ceilings and windows still give the space a natural atmosphere.
When Southern's alumni return to campus, not only do they reunite with old classmates, they can relive the good old days by admiring antique cars.
We sent SAU News reporter Georgia Standish to check out this annual tradition. She joins us in the studio.
Hi.
Hey Georgia, so is it true that you actually don't have to travel far to do this bit of time travel?
No, it's practically in our backyard, in the music building parking lot. The event is hosted by Southern's Technology Department and features a nostalgic display of antique and classic cars belonging to alumni and community residents. Southern hosts an antique car show every year as part of Alumni Weekend in October. Collectors and restorers of the classics come to show off their rides and talk with other car owners. A wide range of vehicles were present, with models spanning over 100 years of car history. Alongside the four-wheeled vehicles was a World War II-era motorcycle and sidecar that guests could ride in. Studebaker, Ford, and Cadillac were represented, along with many other well-known manufacturers. But for auto student Adam Reese, there's always been something about the Chevrolet Corvette.
This is an 85 Chevrolet Corvette Z51. It's just kind of something you're born with, I guess. I mean, you just grow up liking cars, and older cars, newer cars, they're all unique.
Southern's Blacksmithing Club was also present as part of the Technology Department. Demonstrations of traditional smithing methods took place alongside the gallery of cars. Here at the 11th Annual Classic Car Show, and there's almost 30 vehicles here brought by alumni and local car enthusiasts. And one thing I've learned from talking to these guys is when it comes to owning classic cars, you can't have just one. Alumni President BERT Coolidge, who attended with his 2 Studebaker trucks, knows classic cars are a deadly addiction.
See, this is a fatal illness. You will die with car collectoritis. Yeah, once you catch it, there's no hope.
For car lovers young and old, it's worth the risk. Isn't it amazing to see how cars have changed over the years?
Georgia, what is it like actually seeing all of these old cars in one place?
Well, it's incredible. It's like you're being transported back in time because these cars have been refurbished to look brand new. And it's as if I'm back in the 50s or in the 60s. You know, that's where my favorite cars are from. It's just like being there.
We saw some auto service students attending. What did you learn from them?
Well, a lot of these cars are local owners, and so they bring them to Southern's auto shop for repairs and refurbishment. And so it was interesting to see some of these cars that Southern students have had a hand in working on.
So from the sound of things, you actually got to hear some of these old engines come to life.
Oh, I just love that sound. It's so powerful. You know, you can hear the thumping in your chest. And I don't know if you saw, but I got to ride in this motorcycle and sidecar.
What was that like?
It was, you know, I was a little bit nervous because the driver would tilt us up on two wheels, but it was just such a blast. He was telling me how he had once ridden across the country on that motorcycle. It just sounded like such an adventure.
Oh, good. That's such a great story, Georgia. Thanks for sharing.
Sure.
If you looked up in the sky Sunday, you might have seen a strange sight, an original World War II bomber flying over Collegedale. This B-17, which more than 70 years ago flew bombing missions over Europe, offered 30-minute rides to paying passengers. The nonprofit Liberty Foundation flies the plane all across the United States. It's named after another famous B-17 called the Memphis Belle. One of its passengers was a World War II veteran who exited the plane slowly, but was greeted with applause. While the plane was in flight, passengers were allowed to move from the cockpit to the bombardier's seat. Passengers could even take hold of the .50 caliber machine gun in the nose cone.
If you notice police cars, ambulances, and fire trucks on campus this week, don't worry, it wasn't an emergency. It was Collegedale's first national night out.
Our SAU news reporter, Ben Lowry, no stranger to those flashing lights, joins us live in the studio. Ben?
Yeah, the police, they did let me go. That way I could do the newscast today. National Night Out, what promoters call America's Night Out Against Crime, began in 1984 as an effort to promote police-community partnerships and neighborhood camaraderie. National Night Out involves over 37 million people in over 16,000 communities from all 50 states.
Welcome to National Night Out. This is the first ever Collegedale National Night Out.
They told me to try it on, and it weighs a whole ton more than I would have ever thought.
My name's Joey Chamberlain, and I'm so proud to be a Lion.
We are a service organization. Our motto is We Serve.
We are trying to promote information about 911 and about general public safety when people call into 911.
Bringing recognition to kind of the services that we provide the community, as well as awareness that we are a volunteer department.
Giving out candy, making sure we talk to kids so they have a great relationship developed with police officers, saying hi to the community. A lot of people don't know all of us officers, so it's a great opportunity to get our face out there and just kind of get to know everybody.
Collegedale decided to join the list of cities participating in National Night Out this year. Members of the Collegedale Police Department, Tri-Community Volunteer Fire Department, Hamilton County Search and Rescue, Lions International, and Campus Safety were all represented. Students tried on firefighting gear, sat in police cars and motorcycles, and even all-terrain vehicles. There was even a police dog there to pet.
Looks like you had a good time out there. Did a lot of students show up?
Oh yeah, it was definitely a parking lot party. There was free popcorn, sports cars, big trucks, and a nice German Shepherd police dog.
So while it seemed like a party, did you actually learn anything about our local responders?
Well, you know, I didn't really learn anything new, but I got to know them. And it was definitely really cool to meet the cop who was going to give you a ticket because you were speeding again, or the firefighters who come to put out the fires because you burnt ramen noodles in the microwave again, you know? So it's definitely cool to meet the people who are serving our community.
Yeah. Well, at the beginning of your story, we saw you in a firefighter's gear.
Yeah, I got to put on the fireman's boots, the pants, the jacket, and even the helmet. And I tried to let them keep the helmet, but all they would give me is this helmet instead. And the actual one, it had a camera on one side and it had a flashlight on the other one. That way they could see in the dark and everything. So, I mean, it's definitely really cool. This big heavy hat had a visor and everything there too, but this is all they would let me take back.
No, this one looks much more fun. Did you bring back any other souvenirs?
Yeah, I did. Got to talking with police officers, and I tried to get them to deputize me. That way we could fight crime together and give Kendall another speeding ticket. But instead, all they would give me is this sticker of a police badge.
Thanks, Ben. Looks like you may be changing your major to fire science.
Well, I might, and we'll see what happens with that.
I understand TRICOM is actually recruiting a new class of volunteers.
They are, but I think I'll keep my day job.
All right, well, thanks, Ben.
Next week, we will show you the granite statue located near campus safety. It is slowly nearing completion.
And if you don't get your Convo and Worship credits by the end of the semester, you need to pay a fine. I'm curious, where does that money go? Find out next week. SAU News is a joint production of the TV News and Multi-Camera Production class here in Southern School of Journalism and Communication. I'm Natasha Mirilov.
And I'm Kendall Rittenour. See you next week.